The clothes would be going to the ragman because they hadn't sold in the charity shop. I don't know how many times they'd gone in and out of the charity shop floor to the storeroom upstairs. They would have been handed in by people who had worn the clothes with these buttons on. They could have been handed down to the people from owners of the clothes before, brothers, sisters, mothers, or they could have just been bought from the shop, and then before the shop they would have been in a factory, I suppose. So these buttons were in the tin that Betty put all the buttons in the tin after she'd sewn them onto cards with prices on. The tin then went out onto the shop floor, but the buttons didn't sell. So Rose brought the tin back into the storeroom, and this was over, well, at least 2 years ago that she brought the button tin back into the storeroom because Betty left, and during the time that Betty was there the buttons were out on the shop floor trying to sell. I don't know if any buttons did sell. I went down the whole of Albany Road trying to find a tin of buttons, but nowhere sold them, even though so many charity shops, about 6, and there weren't any there. So all these buttons were in the store that I'd already been working at for a few weeks, and I bought the tin of buttons from Rose for £2. But the thing is, Rose thought that she'd thrown them out, so there was a bit of the journey that the buttons didn't quite make. But luckily she hadn't thrown them out. So now these buttons are on the hemlines, inside pockets of clothes which will or will not get sold in the charity shop. Hopefully people won't find them. No one knows I'm sewing them on. I do hope people don't find them, or I hope if they do find them they use the button for something else, to mend something. I'll show you soon a button which I feel like and a button which I don't. I feel like the clear one because I'm doing this. I'm adapting the life of this button through what I'm doing, and no one knows I'm doing it. So I'm hopefully being seamless in what I'm doing. And then I'll show you the garden, because there's a woman who was in the garden when I looked out the window, and then by the time I turn the camera around she's not there.